people who I want to appeal to make those little slips. It happens. You have to have a plan, ability to manage your problems effectively. How are you going to do it? Fall off the horse? Jump right back on.
I dated my husband for 5 years, got married a year ago, and I'm contemplating a divorce. I thought he would change once we got married, but he's still drinking heavily.
Several issues there.
Well, one, you are an addiction specialist, so this is right up your alley.
Yeah, there's several issues going on there.
Okay.
First thing, if you go into a relationship expecting people to change or that you can change somebody, and ladies, I'm talking to you because I hear you all saying this all the time.
Gotta change.
Oh, I can make him change, or I can do this. You know what? People will only change if they want to. We have no control or any power over changing anyone. And if we think we do, we're living in a fool's paradise. We cannot, even our children, we cannot change our children. We can go ahead and teach them what the things we need them to learn, but we can't change them. They have to decide they want to make the change. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And I hope people out here are understanding what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We can't change people. So when you go into a relationship thinking that the person's going to change, you see the problems beforehand. You need to not get into that because those problems are not going to go away. They'll get worse. And the stress of marriage will only exacerbate that problem. Because marriage is it's a really stressful institution because you're two individuals who have your own personality and likes, dislikes, and everything else coming together. So, they're stressors, but you've made the decision that you're all going to work together to make this work. If you have something like drinking now, you've seen this beforehand, you don't want to go there until this person has gone in and made efforts or done the work to stop drinking. And not because of you, because they are concerned about their own health. They're concerned about what it's doing to them. They have to do it for themselves. Now, what happens when we get into a relationship where there's substance abuse, or the person may be an alcoholic? Because I don't know how, when she says drinking heavily, I don't know what that means. But if he's doing daily drinking or something, there's so many other things going on there. And what happens, women come in and they start mothering because we call
You want to help them.
the co-alcoholic.
Yeah.
You want to help that person. Problem is, they have to want to help themselves. And alcoholism, drug addiction, it's cunning, it's baffling. It's a chronic relapsing. When I say relapsing, people keep going back and doing the same thing over and over again. You know what that's called, right?
Yeah.
It's a disease that is baffling.
Isn't that, and I know that with alcoholics, they're like the high and lows moment, like the periods where they're off and then they're on again. And I think that's one of the things I've heard people speak about all the time. But they made the decision to get married, which means, and she's saying still drinking heavily, which means it was there before.
Right. But see, when you're dating and you're partying together, people don't want to see that maybe this is a problem. This is problem drinking. They're having fun. But she's thinking, okay, we get married, we'll settle down, we'll stay home more, think about having children, right? He's going to change. If you're dealing with an alcoholic or dealing with an abuser, that's not going to change. That will only worsen. It will only worsen without help. Okay?
Do you try to get him in help
Again,
to fix the marriage?
and see, that's the problem. That's what I'm talking about. Mothering. You become a nag. You stop being a wife and you start being a mother. You're calling his job to try to make sure he doesn't lose his job, to tell them, because usually when they're binging on Friday and they can't get up, can't have goma on Monday, so she's left with the responsibility taking on responsibility for this person, calling the job to say, well, he's sick, he's got the flu, he can't come in, whatever. She becomes mom. He resents it. He absolutely resents that, you see? So
what do you tell her?
She number one,
she's contemplating the divorce. And there's something holding her there.
Well, you're in love. I mean, let's not forget that she got married because she loves him, right? But I'm telling you, it will destroy her if she tries. And the marriage will be destroyed unless he gets help. Now, again, working in that field, they have to want help. They have to want help. Because if you try to bring him and say, fix my husband, help him, he's drinking too much, I have a magic wand that's going to make him all of a sudden stop drinking.
Yeah.
He has to want to stop drinking.
Yeah, it'll be his choices after a while. Yeah.
And you see, a person who is an alcoholic has an they taste and the feeling that they get from drinking is so over the top. It's not like someone else, you know, if you don't have that predisposition for alcoholism, we can go out and have a drink. We can have a couple of drinks and we'll be fine. We'll leave and we'll go home.
We'll say we had enough and leave.
Yes.
Yeah.
The person who has the alcoholic tendencies can't do that. They are driven. It's called compulsion. They are driven to continue to drink. And the feeling they get is so wonderful for them. They continue to do it. And see, part of alcoholism is the inability to stay stopped. They can stop, you know. They'll stop for a little while, and then the next time they meet a bottle, they're going to go. And again, these are people who can't walk away from a table. As long as there's alcohol on that table, they can't walk away from it.
Yeah.
All right? Problems. They have lots of problems as a result of drinking. They cannot walk away.
How important is it for her to get out?
If he loves her, she has to tell him, you know what, you need to get help. And if you don't get help, I have to leave. She has to protect herself. And God help her if she has children. Because if there are children in the home, I am sure they're quarreling. And if they're quarreling, the children are seeing that. And then let's not forget, there's something called genetic predisposition, meaning it's in the genes. So if he's an alcoholic, I'm pretty sure that he has relatives like his father, grandfather, who are also alcoholics. Your child, if you have a child together with this person, your child will have a genetic predisposition. And if they're watching daddy drinking all the time and getting drunk, what is the child learning? If the child is there and you all are quarreling all the time about the drinking, what is the child learning? What are you exposing your child to? All right? They need, this man needs to get help. And if you love him, you need to tell him, get help or I am leaving. I'm serious.
And then follow through.
And follow through.
Yeah.
You've got to do that. Because otherwise, they do not have the desire. They're not stopped. Because they love the alcohol. They love it. They have an unhealthy relationship with it. All right? And I mean, I'm sorry, that's called, it's tough, but it's the only way really and truly. And I know women who will stay for, forever because, well, it's my husband, but he's killing himself and you're helping him.
And we can even take this discussion further, which we probably don't have a lot of time for right now, but how our society views drinking and how accepting we are of alcoholics and addictive behaviors.
Yes.
So that's an issue. This is
a tough one because if it hasn't even been a year yet and she is thinking about divorce, it's got to be pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right? And if they have children, again, I say it, they are fighting, I'm sure they're fighting in front of the child. So what are you demonstrating for that child?
Okay. Well, we hope that the person is watching and has taken some advice from this. Yeah.
I really do.
She also needs a new car. she needs to dump the troublesome car.
Well, I know it's hard for women to let go because you made a commitment. You
And nobody
got
wants to get
married.
divorced a year after marriage. I mean,
Yeah, the shame.
yeah,
involved
there's an
with
embarrassment
that.
that comes with it, that you couldn't
Yeah.
even last a year or longer. These are the things that people tell themselves
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, but that has nowhere good to go unless he gets help. So I'm not saying just walk out. I'm saying let him know, get help. Otherwise, I'm taking my children, if you have children, and we're leaving. We love you, but you are killing yourself, and we cannot sit by and watch that. Or I cannot sit by and watch that. You need to get the heck out of that.